Hello, welcome. This is part 3 of my color along out of Gnome Sweet Gnome by Teresagoodridge. This is her newest book out. Lots of very cute pages. So one of these, or this page I should say, is a freebie offered in her group. So I went ahead and chose this one. So if you don't have your book yet or already colored it and want to color it again, you can still join in. We are on part 3, so I'm going to work on some wood and some fishing poles and some more of these little things around here and see if we can get another color introduced. Right now it's looking like a lot of green and blue, but once we get some other colors brought in, it'll stand out a lot better. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dark brown, and I'm not going to do the whole thing. I am going to bring 2 colors in on my trees, and this will also bring out parts of the background where I missed, so I will go back and fill those in as well. But I wanted to do my tree first, so I knew what was tree and what was background. It was easier to come back in with the blue after than to have to erase it out if I guessed wrong. So again, not doing the whole tree, kind of just randomizing where I put this dark brown. And then I'm going to sharpen my burnt ochre. So that was dark brown, if you are following along in Prismacolors. This is burnt ochre. So that spot right there to me looks like tree, so that's what I'm going to make it. So I'm going over the top of the dark brown and the white spots, just kind of pull them together and blend so you can't tell where I stopped one color and started another. Okay, again it's going to look a little weird till I get the rest of the background there put in. Sorry, I thought it was blurry. I was trying to make sure it wasn't. Okay. So why I have these colors, I'm going to come down here with Sepia, and I'm going to follow the lines she put in. And all the lines, I'm going to use Sepia. So for all the knots in the boat and the wood panels, I'm going to put a shadow down there. Okay, just like that. So if you want your colors to be different than above, that's up to you. I'm going to go with a fairly brown boat here, so dark brown is my next color. And I'm just kind of lightly putting it in everywhere. And making the bottom of this boat darker just so it looks like the water got it wet. And then the burnt ochre like I did up here in the trees. But I'm still going to leave some white. Now at the bottom I'm going to go ahead and fill it in because again I'm going for that wet look. Okay, and then goldenrod. This is one of my favorite wood combos. So if you have been with me, I think we used it on Little Mermaid on their boat. I've used it in Country Kitchen. Really like these colors together. So I am going to fix my little bit of blue up here. I have to pull my eraser out a little here. It's getting short. The thing is, with the blue, if I touch it with this goldenrod, I start to get a greeny look, which if you're going for moss on your boat looks great, but if you're not so much. So there is my cute little boat. Sorry about sliding everywhere. Again, I'm used to being off. All right. So for my bench, I'm going to go a little more gold and a little less brown. So I'm going to put my goldenrod down first. What this does is I have the same color, so I'm not introducing new colors. So I'm not adding to any chaoticness of the page or busyness, but they're used different, so they look different. Now, you could have a blue bench or a red bench or a purple bench, whatever you want, because you know gnomes are colorful and cute and can be whatever. But okay, then I'm going to take that dark brown. Sorry, losing my voice. I'm just kind of filling in. And it's going to look a little rough, and that's kind of what I want it to look like. A little weathered, like it's been sitting out a little while. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to make sure this bucket has a little shadow, and if I need to come in one darker, I will do that. Oh, it's a plant, not a bucket. No, I think it's a bucket of water for the fish. I thought those were leaves at first, but now that I look at it, I see it's a bucket. Boy, I might have needed a nap today. All right. And then if you don't like how it looks like that, you can go over it with your goldenrod and blend it all together again. So there quickly was my little boat, my trees, and my bench. So quickly filling in the whites up here so it gets rid of that funny lookingness. If you enjoy the Teresa Goodridge color alongs and you have a preference of which book we should color out of next, new or old, you can let me know. I try to do like one a month of Teresa's at least, just because they're popular. Just not sure which one. I think I own just about all of them, so. Filling in that a little better. Still see some white peeking through here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do my little brown here. I'm going to do this one a little different. I'm going to come in with this burnt ochre first. Just a very light layer. I'm not going to fill in all the gaps or anything. Just kind of map out where all the dirt is here. I'm not going to forget these little sections over here. And I want to make sure I get over here as well. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with that dark brown. And again, kind of where she already has the lines put in, I'm just shading a little. On camera here. It's gonna take some adjusting. So also what I'm gonna do, so this looks a little more 3D-ish. I'm gonna just put up at the top where the grass is hanging over just a little bit of a darker line. I will come back and blend that out, so it will not stay looking like that. But that just looks like the grass is hanging over the edge just that much more. Gives it a nice touch. Okay, from here up to you, whether you want to fill it in with another color, keep it with these two. I think I'm going to fill it in with that, and then I might come back and touch it up just a little more so we have some depth in there. That's my plan, I believe. Now we have to be aware that these fishing poles, they made out of tree branches. So we have a lot of brown going on, so whatever we decide to do with these, we want to make sure they are not the same, that they're going to blend in right here or with this boat. So when you're picking your browns, be aware of that. Okay, this is Sepia, this is the dark. And I'm just kind of dirtying in sections here. And this is just preference, how I want it to look. All right, I like that a little better. So there's still a couple white spots peeking through, so I will just go back over with my burnt ochre. Make sure everybody is blending nice and smooth here. Okay. I'm going to pull reds for my mushrooms. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my mushrooms red, and I think my reds are in this bag because I used them on flowers. 1 second here. Still not at my desk full time, so I have multiple projects going on, and I've been trying to keep the pencils that I'm using other places in a bag here. Okay, so I'm going Tuscan red. This is an old pencil. Crimson red. This is back when they were Sanfords. And scarlet red or poppy red, whichever you prefer. I am going to do my mushrooms dark at the bottom here. After I get that dark line in, I'm going to come back and I'm going to give it a fuzzy border so it blends. And I'm also going to give a little shadow under the feet and under, I guess he's a boy, so under his shirt here. Okay. This is the crimson red. Just going over the top and out. And I will add another layer, so I will come back with all the colors again. This is just a nice starting spot for me here. I hope everyone is doing well. Our weather here is finally getting nice. I think we're supposed to hit 70s this week, which blows me away because we were like below 0 last week. It's crazy how fast the weather changes, but I am not complaining. I am ready for some warm weather. So again, this is my Tuscan red. It's looking a little wild. At first it was, especially with these reds. I'm also glad it's warming up, because for physical therapy for my torn ligaments in my ankle, I'm going to be starting the pool, so I'm glad I don't have to get out in the snow and wet on top of it. So even if it's only staying dry for a little bit, I hope it's long enough for me to get through therapy in the pool. Alright, so there's one little mushroom. And if you want to start at the top and blend lighter up, or start dark at the top and blend lighter down, totally up to you. It's just how I like to do mine. And I will come back when I put in the white for the, I guess we could do that real quick. I'm going to use white as fishing line here. And when I come back and get this all put in, usually I do this at the end because I'm going to do some lines in the water as well, but I know I'm not the fastest with these color longs these days. I used to be whipping them out there. I will come back and I will kind of touch up. Red is really hard to erase, so I try to be careful, but I kind of want to get rid of the black lines anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and go over with the white. I was going to get white puffy paint just for mushrooms, because there was like mushrooms everywhere in coloring books there for a little bit, but I never can remember when I'm at Walmart. Walmart has been weird with coloring books. Like, they used to have Kirby and the CreativeHaven books, and the new Kirby and the last few CreativeHavens haven't been out, but they've had the CreativeHaven magazines have been out, and they had some older books like the Night Voyage books by Daria Song. I'm way off, sorry. Sliding that way. I need to tape my page down. But anyway, so I'm not sure. They've had some new books out. I did find the new Enchanted Earth at my Walmart. I just thought it was weird that they used to get a whole bunch of CreativeHavens, and either somebody is really fast and just buying them before I get there, or not so much, one of the two. So that'll be my fishing line and my mushroom. So this little one will be done the same way. I'm going to leave the inside of him alone for a minute. I'm going to try to be super careful on this one. I'm not going to do any at the top because there's no gnome sitting on top here. Okay, I'm going to blend those two together the best I can. I'm going to put a little of this here. And then I'm going to come in with that scarlet. So I'm sharpening a little. Okay. I am also going to do a couple of the flowers while we're here, because I am going to try to do this in 4 parts. We might be cutting it a little close. Oh, that is not an orange. Give me one. I have to pause for 1 second. Okay, sorry, I had to put my foot up. It just wasn't going to make it any longer. 19 minutes is the max, it turns out. Okay, so there are a couple different looking flowers around the page if you look. Sorry. So we've got these ones with like the more petals and the little wrinkles, and then we got the like daisy looking ones. So what I'm going to do with these daisy ones is toward the middle here, and the line up, I'm going to do, this is yellowed orange. Yes, yellowed orange. And I used it on the trees. So the orange I used on my trees up here, I'm now bringing down into my flowers. Okay, then I'm going to take canary yellow and just blend them together. I'm not going to go all crazy. I'm picking 2 colors that are easily blended together. And I think I like how that looks. So I'm going to space them out a little. I'm not going to do like whole groups of them in a row here. I am going to do some different colors throughout. So I'm going to go there, and if you want to come back with one darker orange, you can do that too. I'm going to clean up this little guy over here that's green. And this one too. I got wild with the green. And I will just pick and choose and do that with a few of them. So like this one is nice and little, so I just did my orange around the middle. And then when I put my yellow in, I just touch that orange and pull it out some. I think that looks good. I'm going to do this little guy here. I'm going to go ahead and do his center orange. Still got a little green on his tips here. Okay, so coming back in with my canary yellow. Just kind of getting all that put in there. And then I'm also going to do these, can't think of the name of them, cattails? Oh, my daughter calls them wild corn dogs, something she's seen on YouTube, and now my brain just automatically wants to. Okay, so I am putting a little orange, which is going to sound weird, but it does work. So I am doing burnt ochre on the side without the little split, goldenrod, and then the orange. And again, I have to erase because I got blue. So I will come back and touch that blue up a little, but I don't want the blue in my orange because I don't want it to get weird looking. Now this one, I covered the split, but I'll come back and fix it. I'm thinking I'm just going to darken those in anyway. Goldenrod, orange, yellowed orange, burnt ochre, goldenrod, yellowed orange. So that will be my pattern all the way through all of these. And then I'm going to take a little bit of sepia, and I'm just going to darken that one side and the slit. So wherever you put your burnt ochre and the slit where they open. That just kind of gives them a little dimension and helps them stand out a little better. I skipped that one. If you don't like that part, don't do it, but okay. Then I'm going to pull grass green. Let's see where we are. 25. Okay, grass green, and I don't even know what other color I want. Let's see, grass green. It's gonna go here. Let's go bright. I had to play with it in my mind for a second what I wanted. So I'm gonna go grass green and spring green. So whatever order you want to put them down, if you want to do a base layer in the spring and then come back with your grass green, either way. Okay. And that's how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do this bottom section darker, and then where she put the lines in. Now I might even bring in, let's see, do I have a avocado, olive? I'll have to track down my dark green, or a Prussian green would be cool too. Let's see what I have here. Dark green. And I will go one step darker at the bottom here, just to really give that some depth. So grass green, dark green, and spring green if you are looking for that combo. So those ones down there and these ones up here, I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to go ahead and put my grass green in first, so I can see where I need to darken so it doesn't blend in too much of the grass behind it. See, like right there, we're going to have to darken because it just looks like the grass behind it. And then I will come back with the dark green and darken up some things as well. Darken up my details here. Let's get everything built in a little better. And that will also help set this out from the grass. So I am going a little dark. I just want to make sure that they don't look too different. So as dark as I went up here in some spots, I want to make sure I have that dark down here. I like that better. So I kind of outlined them a little bit in this dark green. Alright, so the next video we should have the gnomes tackled and this tackled, and then the rest will just be filling in some little details and we will be all done. So I should have that out in the next couple days. Again, if you have a specific Teresa book you would like to see done, or even something just out of it seen done, if you don't want a whole page color along, any way I can help you like that, please let me know. Real quick, show you where we're at. Now again, I gotta play with it a little more. I gotta come and put in my darks down here at the bottom. All right. There we are. So there is our whole page. So questions, comments, anything like that, please let me know. And I hope to see you for part 4. Thanks for watching.